Welcome, thank you for joining me today. My name is Suze from Rejuvenate Yoga and we're going to be working with the Rockit board today. So start with your Rockit board, smile side up and come on to standing on your Rockit board and begin to walk your feet towards the outside edges of the mat. The board. You can take your feet as wide as you want or as narrow. So if you're more comfortable working with the feet closer to the centre, perhaps it's your first time and you're not really confident with this movement, then keep the feet nice and close. If you've been working with your Rockit board for a while or you have particularly long legs or a shorter board, you might want to take your feet right to the outside edges. That's a little uncomfortable for me. I'm not particularly tall and I have the largest Rockit board in the range, the Super Moon. So I've found the place that feels comfortable for me. I've got my feet turned in a direction where the knees are working at the same angle as the toes so that I'm not twisting my knees. Just take a moment to warm the arms up, lifting and lowering the arms one at a time as you move. And notice which way is natural for you and maybe try and change it. So go the opposite way to what you feel balanced with, to shake your body up a little bit, to have a little bit of a different experience. And then from here, letting the arms be still, turning on your board to face the short edge. So you're now working the hip flexors a little bit more, and the knee bending is a slightly different orientation. You're taking your weight into one foot and then the other forward and back rather than side to side. And we're going to do a slightly more complicated arm movement here. If you need to stop the rocking and focus on the arms, do that. But if you're okay with the rocking happening at the same time, raise your arms up. Try not to fall off. But if you do, just laugh at yourself and get back on. So with the arms raised, we're going to be taking the right arm forward, and at the same time, the left arm is going to be coming back behind us. So they're going in opposite directions in a circle. I'm just going to pause to show you, and then they cross each other so that the arm that was forward is now coming up and back, and the other arm is coming forward. So you're making a big circle. One arm's doing freestyle, the other arm's doing backstroke. And if it's easier for you, start with one arm at a time. So maybe just take the right arm up and circle that down and around. Get that movement happening first. And then when you feel comfortable, try and do the opposing circle with the other arm. This is really, really good for cleansing the liver and, in fact, all our digestive organs. It's a movement that comes from Drew Yoga. And the more that you get comfortable with this and twist your body, you can see that I'm turning in the direction that the arms are opening, the more stimulation you're going to have to your liver and the better the ringing out in an anti-toxifying action will be. And then pause and turn to the centre. I'm just going to climb off my board and move it so it's in the screen. Again, the nap of the carpet is travelling it in one direction, climbing back on, turning my feet and my body now to face the other end of the board. So now my left leg is the dominant front leg, taking the arms up overhead. And we're going to work the opposite way now. The left arm is going to come forward and the right arm is going to go back and complete their circles. So they're moving again opposite directions. Left arm is freestyle, right arm is backstroke. And you can hear from my breathing and my speech, this is actually quite a full-on exercise. If you're doing it quickly or for a long time, you'll build up a bit of sweat, you'll get the lungs going, you'll get the heart going. Really good for cardiovascular workout. A few more times to balance out this side to the other side. And you can pause the video and go back to the first side and redo the arms, or rewind to the beginning and do them again. It's a really good exercise. Shake out the arms, turn to face the front again. And we're going to walk our feet towards the centre and come to stand at the very end of the board and do some down dog rocking. Take the hands onto the end of the board, stretching the body forward. I like to take my heels off the board and just have the balls of the feet on the board, but you might like to stand fully on it, depending on how you feel. Good idea not to do this straight after breakfast. And then rock yourself forward. If you're on carpet, you can keep the fingers wrapped around the board. If you're on a hard-wooden floor, it's a good idea to stretch the fingers out so you don't end up trapping them between the two hard surfaces. Once you get comfortable with your down dog rocking, you can maybe add in a little leg lift. You can alternate sides. You can stay with one leg up for a little longer if you'd like to. So it's a little bit like doing the splits as you move. And again, this is getting the heart rate going. It's also an inversion. So as you come forward, your head is lower than your heart. So you're changing the way the heart operates, just for that brief moment of time, like giving the heart a little holiday. Now again, pause the video and stay doing that for as long as you'd like to. And then we're going to come down onto our knees and place our hands on where our feet were roughly on each side of the board, stepping the legs back. We're going to roll to the outside edge of one foot and roll back to centre, roll to the outside edge of the other foot and back to centre. This is great for core work. So you can't see my belly, but it's nicely engaged here. And if you want to add in a little bit of complexity, as you move to one side, bring the opposite arm up and then roll back, opposite arm coming up. So you're alternating from one side to the other with a little arm lift and a little pause to stay. This is going to help work not just rectus abdominis, but the external and internal obliques as well. You can do this for as long as you'd like. It is quite a full-on exercise using the whole of the core of the body. And to finish, just come back onto your board, a little more rocking from side to side. Let the heart rate start to settle. You can use your arms or you can just let them hang, swaying a little. Taking a few more deep, slow breaths and easing yourself down into a place of more calm stillness. And even if you'd like to, you could come into a wee Shavasana at the end of your practice. I hope you enjoyed that today. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.